Hey guys, it's Miss Sebastian. So we're going to look at average speed problems today. So a toy car in a science experiment covers 1.6 meters in half a second. So I'm going to write that up here. 1.6 meters in half a second. Okay, and we want to know how many meters it will go in 10 seconds. So the easiest way to do this is to find out what we're going to have to multiply a half by to get 10. So I know a half times 2 is 1, and 1 times 10 is 10. So 2 times 10 is 20. So if I multiply the bottom by 20, I also have to multiply the top by 20. And when I do that, I get 32 meters. Okay, I could have also divided 1.6 divided by 0.5 and then multiplied by 10 and gotten the same answer. Okay, number 2. The train travels 42 kilometers in 15 minutes. How many kilometers will the train travel in 3 hours at that speed? Well, the first thing I want to do is change 3 hours to minutes. So I'm going to multiply that by 60 minutes. So I get that is 180 minutes. Okay, so we want to know how many kilometers. So I can divide 42 by 15 and get 2.8, and that is kilometers per minute. Okay, and multiply that by 180. And I get 504 kilometers. The other way you could have done this one is you could have said, what do I need to multiply 15 by to get 180? And that's 12. So then I could have multiplied the top by 12 as well and gotten 504. Okay, number 3. The distance is 38 miles. The rate is 2 miles an hour. What is the time traveled? So this formula is D equals RT. That means distance equals the rate times the time. So the distance is 38 equals the rate, which is 2, times the time. So we need to know what 2 has to be multiplied by to get 38. We can do this by dividing the right side by 2 and dividing the left side by 2. So 38 divided by 2 gives me 19. And there is my answer. Okay, I could have also said 2 times 19 gives me 38. Same thing. Okay, so distance equals rate times time. We're given the distance of 100 meters. We're not given the rate, but we're given the time is 20. So 20 times what gives us 100. Okay, I can also divide both sides by 20 to get R by itself. And I do get 5, so 5 meters per second. Okay. Okay. So number 5, a bicyclist rode 70 miles at 20 miles per hour and then rode another 75 miles at 15 miles per hour. How long did the bike ride last? So what I would do is I would say, okay, 70 miles at 20 miles per hour. Okay, so that took 3.5 hours. Okay, then 75 miles at 15 miles per hour. So I'm just dividing 75 by 15, and I do get 5 hours. So how long did the bike ride last? Well, it lasted 3.5 plus 5, or 8.5 hours. That's a long bike ride. Okay, the next one, a runner covers 10 kilometers in 30 minutes. What's the average speed? Okay, 10 kilometers in 30 minutes. So I want to simplify this. Okay, we are looking for kilometers per hour, so the first thing I need to do is change this to hours. So 30 minutes is the same as half an hour, so I'm just rewriting it. And so now I'm going to simplify it to our unit rate by dividing 10 divided by a half. And so that tells me that it's 20 kilometers per 1 hour. Okay, number 7. What is the time traveled? So it gives us the distance is 140 and the rate is 70. What is the time? So we're going to have to figure out 70 times what gives us 140. So I'm going to divide both sides by 70. So on the right we cancel it out because 70 divided by 70 gives us 1, and 140 divided by 70 gives us 2. So the time is 2 hours. Okay, number 8. A train heading north covered 240 kilometers at 96 kilometers per hour. Okay, we don't know the time. And then on the return journey, the train averaged 120 kilometers per hour, and it still covered 240 kilometers because it was the same trip, just coming home. So we have to solve both of these. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to divide the top by 96, and I'm going to say, okay, 240 divided by 96 tells me it took 2.5 hours. Then I'm going to do the bottom. Divide it by 120, and 240 divided by 120 tells me the time was 2 hours. So the total time, 2.5 plus 2, took 4.5 hours. Okay, and our last problem on this one. Okay, Karen rides her bike for 4 miles in 20 minutes. At that same rate, how long will it take? How many miles will she ride in 1 hour and 20 minutes? Now I'm going to rewrite that as just minutes. So I know that 1 hour is 60 minutes, 20 more, that's 80 minutes. So I think in my head I have to multiply 20 by what to get 80? And that's 4. So I'm going to multiply the top by 4 also. 4 times 4 is 16. So she can ride 16 miles in 80 minutes. Hopefully that helps with the average speed problems.